Welcome to Betrayal Stories. New episodes weekly.
I'm 40. My husband's 42. We've been married 14 years. We have 2 boys, 10 and 12, and last year. In the middle of that, his daily drinking and non-stop fights, I opened his phone and found messages from another woman. Later that night, he told me he was in love and needed time. Today he barely sees our kids, wants help with expenses, refuses to sell property or file for divorce, and somehow, I still love him. I moved 50 miles away just to breathe. I don't know what to do next. Would you file now or wait and try to co-parent? I need real advice. Who we are when we married. I honestly thought we were a team. Had been married once before, long before me, and he said had learned from it. We didn't have much, but we had energy and ridiculous optimism. Our boys came along fast, 2 little whirlwinds with scraped knees and Lego landmines in the living room. We were tired, but we were building something. The first years were ordinary good. Shared passwords, grocery lists on sticky notes, falling asleep on the couch half watching movies. His career actually took off for a while. We celebrated with takeout in the car because babysitters were expensive. It felt like we were finally catching a break. The rise, then the fall, and then the floor gave out. Projects got cut at his job. Promises turned to delays. Delays turned to "I'll call you." Bills piled up. We started using credit just to bridge the gap. The gap turned into a canyon. I picked up night shifts at the hospital, 3 12s a week, and any overtime I could grab. I'd come home at 7 a.m., kiss the boys, and take a 2-hour nap before packing lunches and flipping pancakes because I wanted them to remember something normal. We kept telling ourselves, it's a season. It'll pass. But the season kept going. We were always behind. Any good news would get swallowed by a new emergency car repair, medical copays, surprise fees. It was like trying to bucket water out of a sinking boat while someone kept drilling new holes. The drinking and daily fights, he started drinking to take the edge off. First weekends, then weekdays, then every day. 1 beer to relax became 4. 4 became I don't want to talk about it. And you can't build a marriage and I don't want to talk about it. We fought. Not smart fights, tired, circular, mean fights. The kind where you both say things you regret and can't unsay them. I'd get home from a night shift and find empty bottles, late notices, and silence. He'd say he was networking or stressed. I was angry, scared, and exhausted. I kept working more because it felt like the only controllable thing. The flowers from her and the messages. Then one evening, the doorbell rang. A bouquet. The card said, "You deserve flowers, eh?" Not my name. Not our last name. A woman's name. My stomach dropped in that way your body knows before your brain catches up. And not a jealous person. I've always trusted him. But I opened his phone. I scrolled. And there it was, messages full of flirty encouragement, little heart emojis, late night I miss you texts, and him telling her that I was cold, that I didn't understand the pressure, that he felt alive when he talked to her. When I asked him, crying and shaking, what this was, he said, "I'm in love. I need time to figure it out." In that moment, something split inside me. There was the Emmy that still loved him and wanted to fight for our family, and the Emmy that heard the words "I'm in love" like an alarm that wouldn't shut off. The next 8 months of chaos, we stayed under the same roof 8 more months. Don't ask me how. It was a roller coaster from hell. I turned into a detective, checking statements, tracking lies, saving screenshots, calling numbers I didn't recognize just to hear a voice. Not my best self. His behavior got worse, short-tempered, careless with money, and at times just cruel. And yes, she messaged me too. Leave him alone. He's happier with me. You're suffocating him. You'd think it would make me hate him. It mostly made me feel numb. We tried talks. He promised to cut contact with her, then it'd see a new thread. He promised to drink less, then the recycling bin clinked louder. I tried being soft. I tried being hard. I tried pretending we could rewind. I kept working nights and fell asleep in my clothes more than once. Packing up and moving 50 miles away to breaking point wasn't dramatic. No screaming fight, no cops. I just looked at our boys one afternoon while they were doing homework at the kitchen table, and I realized their faces had started to look careful, like they were studying the air before deciding what to say. I called my aunt who lives about 50 miles away. She said, "Come." I packed the essentials, birth certificates, school records, the important papers you never think about until you have to. I took one suitcase for me, two for the boys, and the dog. I left a note that said, "We need space to feel safe." Then I drove. At my relative's place, we all slept in one room for the first week. The boys whispered and asked if Dad was coming. I told them we're taking a break while the adults figure things out. I didn't badmouth him. I still want. I believe kids deserve the chance to love both parents without carrying a war. Health crash and rock bottom stress doesn't just live in your mind. It lives in your body. My appetite broke. I dropped weight I didn't have to lose. My heart started skipping in ways that scared me. I went from caregiving to being the patient. Diagnosis, stress-related heart issues, and severe weight loss. I had to sit down with the boys and explain that Mom needed to get better. And that meant quiet routines, regular meals, and lots of help. They stepped up in ways that made me proud and also made me angry that they had to. He cuts off the kids and the money. He stopped calling. He ignored texts about school. He refused to contribute to the credit I took out when we were struggling. When I asked about selling property to split fairly, he said he didn't have time for formalities and couldn't afford a divorce. He hinted he'd make things ugly if I pushed. Meanwhile, he posted pictures from bars and new beginnings. I thought maybe he'd at least check on the boys. He didn't. When he did show up once to pick up a box, he tried to pick a fight in the driveway loud enough that neighbors peeked. He wanted me to blow up so he could point and say, "See?" I grabbed the boys, went inside, and locked the door. The new girlfriend and more drama. She's 11 years younger than him and very possessive. When I reached out about the kids' needs or about property, she messaged me to leave him alone. She called me names I won't repeat. She told me I was using the kids to manipulate him. All I could think was, I would give anything not to need anything from him. It's wild, even with everything his choices, the affair, the drinking, the way he vanished. I couldn't make myself hate him. I still pictured the early days, the stupid inside jokes, the way he held our babies. That part of me felt like a traitor to the rest of me. If you've ever loved someone who hurt you, you know what I'm talking about. It's a kind of grief that argues with itself. What am considering now, so this is where I am, and I need your advice. Legal path. Do I file for divorce and for child support now? Part of me wants to wait, to avoid war. But another part knows the boys deserve stability and a paper trail. I don't want revenge. I want structure. Communication boundaries, if kept it factual and brief. For co-parenting, I'm considering a communication app that timestamps messages and keeps things about the kids only. No more driveway scenes. Has anyone used one? Money credit. I took out a loan for him during the worst of it. Hayes refusing to help. How did you handle shared debt after separation without wrecking your credit further? Kids, I never trash talk him in front of them. They ask where he is. Do I keep saying Hayes busy? Or do I gently start telling the truth in age-appropriate terms? What worked for your family? Health, in treatment, eating on a schedule, walking every day, and seeing a counselor. If you've climbed out of a health spiral caused by stress, what routines actually helped? What would you do? I know the internet doesn't know me, but sometimes strangers can be kinder and clearer than the people close to the blast. If you were me, would you file for divorce and child support now, set firm boundaries, and rebuild? Comment file now. Wait a defined period to try to stabilize co-parenting before filing. Comment wait. Something else I'm not seeing. Comment your plan and explain. I'm choosing not to hate him in front of our kids. am also choosing not to let his choices decide our future. I want peace more than I want to be right. If you've survived something like this, an affair, a partner's drinking, being abandoned with kids, please share what helped in the first 3 months. I'll read every comment.
Thanks for watching Betrayal Stories. New episodes weekly.